Hi, this is just a new playlist I am going to record. Why we are doing it? So that we can prepare you for Snowflake Snowpro certification. What is this certification all about? This is all about Snowflake databases. It is similar to Oracle SQL Server and other databases. There is a lot of hype. People think, oh my god, Snowflake is so complex and etc. etc. No, if you are coming from a database background, Oracle, SQL Server, DB2, Netezza, Teradata, this is a piece of cake for you. Okay. Okay, so these are all certification preparation sessions. So it will help you clear the certification. Okay. Plus, what else it will help you with is it will help you with working on actual projects. These are all scenarios where we actually work in projects, we face these problems. If you have not yet subscribed, do so. Become a member, Cloud Kernel or Cloud Ninja member, and gain access to a lot of such informative content. So my goal is not just prepare you for certification. A lot of people, they just grab some questions and answers and they clear it. Okay, you put them on the ground on the project, they cannot work. So that is a very difficult scenario for you to handle. So this is the channel which will help you with preparing yourself to work on live projects. And certification is a secondary thing which will happen automatically if you know these things. So let us look at a scenario. This is a scenario which we usually face in projects. So you will have a very high group by or aggregation intensive query. You are running this on Snowflake. Now you want to get the best of the performance from Snowflake. What do? See, what is the key here? See, the key here is you are running this for hundred of times, my friend. Use this. You are running this for hundred of times daily. If you are doing this daily, would you still want to fire a query, or would you want to consider materialized views, because you're going to use a similar kind of data set again and again 100 times a day? So we will create materialized view in our projects. I've done around 5 projects on Snowflake, core Snowflake. What we have done is we always try to maximize the performance by making use of materialized view. It is pre-computed, pre-calculated, and when the source data changes, then you got to recalculate it. But if the similar source data is there, you don't have to worry. So this is great for expensive aggregates. You aggregate it once, you store it in materialized views, and you keep using this. Okay, so this will be helping you. Materialized views store pre-computed query results. Okay, now you might ask, boss, but isn't the data stale there? Stale means, it's just like a pond. The water becomes green because it is not flowing. So what do? There is a feature of auto refresh. Auto refresh. You see this? Auto refresh when the source data changes. So my friend, you don't have to worry a lot. This will happen automatically in the background if we use materialized views. So the data is not stale. So will it not be stale for 4-5 days? Yeah, it will not be stale for 4-5 days, but will it be stale for 15 minutes, 30 minutes? Probably yes, because it depends upon what is the refresh frequency of these views, and based on that the data will be pulled. This is important for certification. Okay, the next scenario which we face commonly in projects. See, first of all, we always try to make use of Parquet files compared to CSV. If you are exporting data from a database, put it in a Parquet file, that is a compressed version. It utilizes less memory, less storage, and in turn less compute. It is all about saving the compute costs. So the compute tokens are expensive in Snowflake. So this question is saying you want, or this is a scenario, you want to query Parquet files stored in S3 without loading them into Snowflake. Okay, so you are going one level up. You are not even wasting time to load these files from S3 to Snowflake, but you want to access it directly. Is there a feature in Snowflake to do that? Okay, these are the 4 features. Now you choose which feature will fit the bill here. In this case, external tables, option A, external tables. Why? Because using external tables in Snowflake, that is a feature in Snowflake, you can directly query S3 files in S3 bucket as if those are tables. You won't even understand it when you are querying. Those are tables. Okay, which workloads it is ideal for? For schema on read workloads. When you are trying to create a reporting kind of thing, it is ideal for those workloads. Okay, another scenario we face in the projects. What we have is a lot of clients whom we work with, they make use of large warehouse size, and they are running 24 by 7. Okay, but there is a particular job window. It may be 3 a.m. to 8 a.m., 2 a.m. to 4 a.m., whatever. Okay, so I have just kept this as an example. 2 a.m. to 4 a.m., there's a batch window. Now you want to make use of cost optimization. See, currently we are telling it is running for 24 by 7. Normally people go to production, Snowflake developers say, hey, just run the warehouse 24 by 7. But your batch is only running for 2 hours, so why to waste those tokens? So what will you do? So see an example. You have a tap at home. Okay, you go for a shower in the bathtub, and you suppose you have shower for 30 minutes. But will it sound weird if you kept the shower on for 24 by 7? Even if you want to take shower for 30 minutes, say twice a day, in the morning and in the evening after you come back from office, because that's the best practice. You smell nice, and your wife will stick around for a longer time in your life. So that is the best thing. Now, if you want to do that, would you keep your taps running for 24 by 7? No. You would optimize, otherwise your water will get wasted. You would optimize. Your tap is not a river which keeps flowing. Okay, so you want to optimize that. Similarly here, Snowflake is not a river that will keep flowing. It is not a river. You have to optimize. See, you got to use a feature called auto suspend. Okay, whenever you there are idle periods, you use auto suspend. So now you might say, if I suspend it, can I restart it? Can't you open your tap again? If you shut down your tap, can't you open your tap? Are you totally disconnecting your pipeline, water pipeline? No, no. So that's why here also you have auto resume restart features. Okay, so you auto suspend it. It stops the billing on those idle periods, say 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. maximum you are using. So after 4 a.m. it auto suspends. There are idle periods, so you are not billed. But suppose at 8 a.m. somebody came in the US hours and they fire a query. What will happen? It will auto resume. It restarts instantly when the queries, when you query or loads begin. They don't have a big warm up period like, restart. You go to your car in the winters, you warm it up, you heat it up, you clean the ice, and then it takes like 10, 12, 15 minutes, and then you start your, and then you like put your gears, and then you can move your car. But here that's not the case. It is auto resume, so it is still beneficial. Now, in the certification, they always try to confuse you. They might say, hey guys, why are you using a large cluster for 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. only? Go back to a smaller size, they might say. So it's like, you are having a bathtub and you are taking a shower there or whatever. And then people say, hey, you know what? Instead of keeping that, like you still keep the tap 24 by 7 open, but what you do is, instead of a bathtub, you take a bucket and a mug. How does it solve? It does not solve the problem. Okay, or this one says use a multi-cluster warehouse. Multi-cluster warehouse, if someone says, hey, you have one bathtub, okay, why not you install two more in the same bathroom, so that it is multiple bathtub, multi-cluster warehouse. It is not still not going to solve your problem. The problem is not that. You want to save your cost. Water is flowing, you want to save your water bills. And then this one is saying replaced with materialized views. So materialized views is not a solution for this kind of problem. This kind of problem is like your water is flowing, it keeps flowing. Okay, you are wasting your compute. It's like you want to save electricity, you want to save water, so you switch off the fan when you are not in the room, you switch off the AC. Do you do such things, that you switch on the AC whole day in bedroom, and even if you are not in the bedroom, even if you are in the office, you keep the AC on? You don't do that, right? Now see, we always try to, in production, we try to be very aware that what if my one of the developers makes a mistake, whether he or she is an idiot or not, I don't know. I'm not commenting on that. See, in the initial 3 years, first 3 years, people can do such mistakes. That is my experience. They might drop a table, they might delete a table in production. Okay, if you are putting them on production support. But after 3 years, if they are still doing that, then either they are not very attentive, or they might have to do an IQ check, or they don't care about life much. They don't care that this is a production box. They don't have discipline to always be careful and use a checklist to log into production. It can be any reason, but suppose the drop happened. So developer accidentally drops a permanent table 3 days ago. Okay, so this guy has dropped it. He did not realize it, and it happened 3 days ago. So you might say, hey, this kind of scenario, how it can happen? It happens, man. It happens. I am seeing multiple projects, such things happen. The job didn't run for 3 days. Business came after 3 days. They check the report and they say, oh my God, this data is not refreshed. Somebody or the report gives error, and we come to know that, hey, a DDL changed. They pushed the reporting code in production, but they didn't change the schema to adopt to that code change in reporting. So your account is currently a standard edition. You should definitely know what your privileges are. Like, are you a standard edition, enterprise edition, etc.? So you should all, like in India, if you're in India, and so you people know their rights. Like, okay, if I am from a backward tribe, I can claim for reservations and etc. Or there are some reservations for diversity in the job, so they can have their own quota for diversity, and so on. So you should know your rights first. So what are your rights, or what are you on? So you are on standard edition with a default 1 day time travel. Okay, you must restore the table now. So now you can have different options. Either you restore it yourself using time travel, you can restore it via failsafe. You contact the Snowflake support. The data is permanently lost, boss. C is saying, you are screwed, man. Your data is totally lost. Nothing can be done about it. Let's live with it. Or then what do? You go back to the developer who accidentally deleted, take a hunter, and you smash his butt. Okay, why did he do that? Or D, you can restore it only if it was a transient table. So this thing, if it's a transient table, it's a temporary table, it's temporary in nature, only then you can restore. Permanent tables, once it's deleted, you are gone. See what has happened? The guy has deleted it 3 days back, and you are having a standard edition with 1 day time travel. That means you can go back in the past only for 1 day, but you wanted to go back 3 days back, 3 days back, 3 days back. Okay, but you can only go back 1 day. So what do? Failsafe is your only option. Time travel is not your option, man. Time travel is not your option, because you tried time travel, you are only able to go 1 day behind. Okay, but you want to go back and see what did Aurangzeb do in those times, what kind of cruelty he had, but you are only able to go back 1 year. So you cannot see Aurangzeb, you cannot see Shivaji Maharaj, you cannot meet them. So that is your problem. So what do? You use a fail-safe. Fail-safe is for disaster recovery and not self-service. Okay, so fail-safe means you have to go to God and you have to tell God, take me back in the past. Okay, so who's God in this case? Snowflake product team is the God. You go back to Snowflake and say, guys, I'm screwed up, help me out. Snowflake says, okay, they have this kind of features where they can intervene, and they can, it's called a break glass privilege. They can do that for you. Okay, can God do this for you anytime? Can he take you in the past? How long you want? 2 years, 10 years, 100 years? No, only 7 days. The Snowflake God can only take you back through failsafe for 7 days. After 7 days, that data is not there with them also. Okay, so you see, nobody can be God in pure sense. They like to play God, but they can be God only to this much extent. So always create a discipline among your people so that such scenarios do not arrive. So this is a very important thing. And normally what we do in production support is also, if we have a schema and there are say 400 tables in that schema, we try to make sure that we fire a count each day and check nothing has been messed up, nothing has been dropped. And random count star makes sure that there is no deletion or truncation or truncate by any job abnormally. So you can do those kind of checks, but then it is important that first place you hire a very good matured person to do these kind of jobs in production support, and have the concept of least privileges. So have as less number of persons who has access to delete or truncate, so that you are not worrying about, oh my god, 100 people have access now, who can do it? No, only 2 people have access. Suppose that is far better than 10 people having access. Suppose this guy, instead of 3 days, he would have known this after 8 days. What you would have done? You had no other option. Your fail safe will not work. So what you have to do in that case, there is one option. You have to delete this guy from this world, so that he can never screw this up for any other company in the future. So just kidding, man, just kidding. I have seen projects in the past where people ask that person to leave the company because they messed up the client, they truncated some tables, and they did that during real critical hours, and the client didn't like it. The client escalated, and then the company went ahead and asked the employee to go ahead and put her resignation. See, there are ingestion pipelines, and this is a kind of scenario where we are into projects which has all flavors. It has just not only the Snowflake database, it has ingestion streams. Basically, it is a streaming application, and the data is stored in Snowflake. So it is receiving millions of new rows daily in the ingestion pipelines. It can be Kafka, it can be Snowpipe, anything. Okay, now you need to process only the new inserted rows into the aggregated sales table. There is a sales table. Every hour data comes, but you only need to process, insert the rows, newly inserted rows. Even if you are receiving millions, but only newly inserted rows should come. The process should run automatically without manual triggers. So that means you should not go in and say, oh my god, there are 1 million records in the pipeline, now let me kickstart the batch. No, it should happen automatically. The pipeline says, buddy, I got something for you, a few more records, and the batch should kick off automatically. Say, okay guys, since you got some more record, let me process it for you. So in projects, we create streams. We stream on orders, we track the inserts, where the inserts are happening. Only for those, we have a task scheduled hourly to consume the stream and update the aggregated table. So every hour there is a task running, and every hour it goes and says, hey stream, do you have anything for me? The stream says, hey buddy, I got 10,000 for you. Then the task is, okay, then let me pull this data, kick it off, and load it in Snowflake. Okay, then suppose it does this in 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, the task is like, okay, let me take some rest, let me have a burger, let me have a beer, and after 40 minutes 50 minutes it again goes, because it's an hour now, and it again goes and says, hey buddy, my friend stream, do you have something for me? The stream says, hey buddy, this time I have a lot more, I have 100k for you. Then the task says, okay, let me process it. It processes it, and this cycle keeps going every hour. Where is human here? Human is nowhere. Human is sleeping. Human need not put any attention here. This is going to kick off automatically. So task streaming, task streaming, task streaming. Remember this. You want to automate it, you have to use streaming, you have to put task. I hope this concept is clear to you. And mind you, Snowflake, this is a recommended pattern. If you go to any client and client says, hey, we have a different pattern, but you say, boss, Snowflake recommends this pattern, would you be kind enough to adopt this pattern? See, if you are a student, you are trying to do some internship, this is the channel for you. You prepare for cloud, you prepare for Snowflake, etc. Do projects in Snowflake. This practice sessions that I am doing for you guys, it's a real-time project kind of scenarios, and this will also help you in certification, Snowpro certification. It will build a very solid foundation for you to start with Snowpro certification and then go upwards in upward direction towards higher and complex level certifications in Snowpro or in Snowflake. So that is the goal. Now, if you have not yet subscribed, do so. It will help you. Stay tuned to such informative content. Now, there are a lot of scenarios we put usually in the members area. Cloud kernel, Cloud Ninja. You can go to my channel, you can join, click join, and it will have three options: Cloud Soldier, Cloud Kernel, Cloud Ninja. If you are looking just to give some stickers and etc., Cloud Soldier is your thing. But if you want to access informative content, become a Cloud Kernel or a Cloud Ninja member. Ninja members have access to a lot more informative and real world scenarios, questions, and complex certification questions. Stay tuned. We will post many more such parts. These parts will definitely help you understand Snowflake to the depth, to the core, and clear certifications. So that way you would be able to be productive on projects day one. Okay, and you will not be scared to be on projects. A lot of time people get certified but they don't know much, they just mug through some questions answers, they get on projects and they are clueless what is happening, and they get bombarded with a lot of technical requests, complexity, and so on. So that will not happen if you go through these practice sessions on Snowflake. Stay tuned. We will again meet in the next session. Thank you.